I think that's fantastic, and I thank you for that, because I think I want to spend a couple of moments, if I can, to remind people that we're a product business. Now, in India, what they've been doing is they're promoting this as a business first, the plan and the binary, make money with this because the products are great anyway. But I believe for the European and North American markets, we have got probably the best products that anybody's ever going to work with in this industry. I know for a fact, Sandy, myself, Kerry Dean, Paula Pritchard, we're a little longer and a little, I'm going to be careful saying older in this business.
Been there a long time.
And you know, I've got to tell you, and I'm sure Sandy would agree, that I think the biggest fear, Sandy, that people have is, for some reason, they clam up because internally they don't feel comfortable about the product. Because if you did feel comfortable about the product, if you actually knew what it did, if you could see the transformations, you became a transformation model yourself, you wouldn't stop talking to every human being about them. My mother talks to absolutely everybody about Reserve. Everybody, because she's had phenomenal results with the product. She also loves our serum. I talk to everyone that moves. All of you have seen me in pubs and bars and everywhere. It sounds like I frequent them, but when I go out, I just love talking to people, really, really talking to people about our products. So some of the tips I'm going to give people here are, you need to do a bit of a checkup from the neck up, if I can ask you to do that. How many of you here, this is a question for all of you as we move on to my next speaker, a question I have. How many of you here have actually gone back to people you first spoke to about our business 4 or 5 months ago and spoken to them and kept in touch with them? Sandy says here she makes social calls. How many of you have made social calls with some of the people that you spoke to about the business? How many of you kept in touch with those people? When you first spoke to them, did you get clammed up and your bottom was twitching a little bit? You didn't know what to say, and then they said they were not interested. You know, she said the timing may not have been right at that time. Maybe what we should do is to focus and teach everybody that you need to teach your people. And I certainly am going to start doing that. Thank you for reminding me, Sandy, that customer is key. None of us can make any money in this business unless a product is consumed or sold. And what we create here is a global distribution business. Micro franchising is what I call it. Everything is done for you. Your orders are supplied, your product is manufactured for you, all your inventory is taken care of. Your customer goes online and buys it. We get paid every single time someone consumes a product or shares it with other people. And I think every single person watching this video needs to have a checkup from the neck up and ask yourself the question. I'm so glad. I always love Sandy coming on because she reminds you. People are so fired up about talking to people about building the business. They're forgetting that the entire business, the foundation of this business, is a fantastic range of products that nobody else has got. So many of the keys that she's mentioned, look what she's saying, that she follows up many of her people. 50% of the money she made in her last company came from customers. I had one of my distributors who at one time, Diana Bucker, she's often on these calls, used to sell a serum every single day. Now, I want you to think about that. For someone in Holland, a serum, my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a surprise guest that's joining us today, Yolanda Halston.
Hey!
And it's wonderful to have you online. And she wasn't partying last night like she was the last time, but she didn't get my message. So I'm so glad that you're here. I'm going to just follow this through. If I can just get you muted up very quickly, if I can, Sandy. And we're talking about, you know, one of the great things that's happening. I'm so pleased. I always get excited what Yolanda's about. I think most of us do. We're just talking about product. And it just goes to show you the commitment people have. Yolanda was asked a few weeks ago, would you be able to come on the call? She's been traveling. I'm going to bring her on. I'm sure none of my guests will mind me doing that because we got to hear from this lady. And we've just been talking about product. And I'm going to tell you right now, before I bring my absolutely fantastic, gorgeous guest on, we've got a product here that's come out called NV. It's nothing like this has ever happened in this industry. We had a focus group with Anne-Marie, who's online right now, with Jacqueline, one of the ladies that's online as well, who invited a few people to do what they call like a focus group, just to try the product out. And the pitch was this: don't bring your wallet with you and any money because there's nothing to buy. We're going to give you all one of the instantly ageless that you've all heard about free, show you how to use it, but we'd like you all, in order for you to get that, apart from a free drink that you'll get, that always comes into conversation somewhere. We're also going to get you to try out this product called NV. And here's the results, everybody. 38 people from Facebook, most of who Jacqueline did not know, turned up to a meeting. 162 people actually originally applied for it. Can you believe that 38 out of 38, after filling in a simple survey form, the last question being, when this product is in stock, would you like to become a customer? And they all said yes. So without saying much more, and I'm thrilled beyond belief, I have the creator of Envy on our call today. And this is just to show you that Yolanda is someone, you know, a lot of people that I've met in my career, in many of the things that I've done, worked with lots of celebrities and people like that, are very plastic. They're all front, and then you can't get into their space, and they're living in cuckoo land, most of them. Probably some of the stuff that they put up their noses, I guess. But you got someone like Yolanda, and I just mentioned in passing that, you know, if you're free to come online, and she's made this effort, I am so chuffed that she's on call. So what I'm going to do, without further ado, I'm going to introduce you all to the creator of what I believe is going to create a landmark, a tsunami of excitement around the world with a product called NV. So I'd like to really get you all to meet Yolanda Halston, who's calling in from California today, who's going to share with us briefly what has happened for her in this last few weeks, what has happened in Hong Kong, and I'm going to spend a few moments just chatting up this gorgeous woman calling in from California, Yolanda Halston. Yolanda, welcome to our call.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Well, we got lost a little bit because I sent you some details on Facebook, and I thought, well, she's becoming a superstar now. You know, maybe she doesn't see Malcolm's mails. You know, Yolanda, for most people who don't know you, you're the creator of NV, and I'd like you, if you can, please, to just share with everybody a little bit about your background. We've got a lot of guests, so we're going to keep it condensed, and I'd like to make another date with you if I can, because I'd like to get you on for a proper training call for the huge groups we're building around your product right now. Share with us, please, what your background is and how you came about to create this product NV, and really after that, tell us what's been happening over the last few weeks, and then tell us about Hong Kong. Yolanda Halston.
Well, I am a makeup artist. I live in Los Angeles, and I started when I was 18 years old. So I have worked in every area of the film, television, and, you know, basically the beauty industry. Started off doing feature films. I was a key makeup artist on the movie Addams Family, which is a makeup movie. You know, I fell in love with doing fashion and beauty. And I actually have always been a makeup artist that is about less is more. I want people to actually feel beautiful, and people compliment them on their skin. Because everything else when it comes to cosmetics it's like changing your earrings. You can wear red lipstick. You can have a smoky eye, but your skin always has to look good. And so I actually had this idea to develop a product that was an airbrush application, but that everyone could do it at home, that you didn't need a professional makeup artist to get that look. And it took 5.5 years of development, because when I started with this technology, no one had ever put a cosmetic in a can before. There was no spray-on sunscreen. There was no spray-on self-tanners. And so it was a unique idea. Of course, everyone said, no, it can't be done, because if it could be done, someone would have already done it. And but I just kept going, kept you know, developing a formula that could be sprayed from an aerosol can. And we actually came up with the concept of the aero brush. It's not an airbrush technically, because it's not coming out of a you know, a compressed air situation. You don't need a lot of colors to custom blend, or you don't need to clean a machine before and after. This literally is so easy that it's literally just like spraying water on your face. And that's what I really wanted it to be. I wanted it to be so easy, and so that anyone can do it. It doesn't matter if you have no experience with makeup, being a teenage girl that's just getting started, or if you have had a lot of experience and you have your routine down, or even if you're a mature customer that has creases and lines and maybe, isn't used to applying a product. This is so easy. I mean, it's literally like spraying your face with water. So, that's where the idea sort of was born. And then I was so blessed to meet Wendy and Randy and Scott, and shared with them my product. Wendy started wearing it, and people started noticing her skin and noticing a difference. And she thought, well, what if we could take this product and then combine it with our technology, which is the APT 200, and have a product that was, unlike you said, nothing else in the world like it, that it could give us a long-term benefit by that deep penetration of the APT 200 and the rejuvenation of the cells and the skin, and have that instant gratification that you get with my product. And so we did it, and it's phenomenal, and everyone's loving it.
Yolanda, I've got to stop you for a moment, because there's a lot of really great information that you've given us before we move on to the next part. The first thing I want everyone on this call to understand, which is something you hear me saying all the time, and I keep telling people this, and I say, fire starter, you've got to always put everything that you've got into everything that you do, and make sure that you see it through. Don't ever start something and start something and not finish it. Because really, you are, if you think about it, the beacon of light that your children follow. You are the role model for people. And she says she's taken 5.5 years to get this product to market. In a marketplace that's saturated with thousands of cosmetic ideas, lots of people saying to her, it can't work. Same thing that you all go through in the field when people are saying to you, it won't work. There's all the reasons why it won't. It's not going to happen for you, whatever, the negative, stinking thinking that's out there. 5.5 years it took her to get to market. Here's the important keys that she's mentioned as well. I love the idea. She said, it's unlike with the sprays, if you like, the airbrush finishes, you don't have to clean machines. So you can really build up this wonderful picture when you're talking to people that you don't have to carry a compressor, the cleaning that takes place. It's an ultra clean product. Basically, the nozzle itself is designed so every single time that you're using it, it shuts off. It's a fresh new mist that you've got. No bacteria can get in. And really, it's something that's unique in the marketplace. Now, people will ask you in the field, well, Yolanda's already created other products, so what's so unique about this one? It's a question I've preempted a long time before Yolanda's product came into the marketplace and before Yolanda kindly joined us, was you need to point out to them exactly what Yolanda's just said. She's developed this technology. She's gone out and met up with Randy and Wendy, and at that stage, the marriage of the two came into being. She had the technology for the makeup part of things. And I've got to tell you, as part of the leadership team for the European marketplace, we were all asked, how would we feel about a makeup product? And I've got to tell you, most people said no, because we're into anti-aging, and it just, the whole idea like a Max Factory thing didn't work out. But really, it was meant to be. The fusion of APT 200 with the technology that Yolanda's brought has created what I think is going to be a monster product. Well, she's going to talk about that shortly. So make a note of this. And I thought it was very, very important. Long-term benefits is what this is about. So applying it, you're actually benefiting your skin. Unlike a makeup, which is there, which is a superficial surface type of product, you wear it, it's not really doing much for you. This product helps as part of the layering that Dr. Nathan Newman talks about to get the stem cell growth factors from the APT 200 to benefit you by going into the skin and making sure that it's part of your daily routine, which I think is fantastic. Also, I love the fact about instant gratification. Really, unlike Ageless, which created a phenomenon around the world, I can't wait till it arrives here, Yolanda, because I know all the press and everyone that's out there is going to talk about it a lot more than we did with Ageless, because we created that momentum with the media worldwide. And people are sitting here really bashing the doors down almost daily, wondering where the product is in Europe itself. So instant gratification product with long-term benefits, regeneration and rejuvenation with stem cell technology, which I think is fantastic. I want to go back to Yolanda and ask her really what has been happening over the last few months. If I can bring you back online. Yolanda, since you first came in, I doubt you knew what was going to hit you. I mean, we saw you in Amsterdam. That was quite something. But you've now sort of matured with us as someone who's really the leading edge of this new product that's really creating a lot of waves. Can you share with us what you see happening as far as the markets are concerned. And before we do that, share with everyone, as a person who's created this product, how you feel and how excited you are having seen these tens of thousands of people that just love it. Share with everybody what happened in Amsterdam first and how you felt about that. And then if we can lead up to what happened for you in Hong Kong, which I think was mind-blowing.
Well, yes, it is mind-blowing. I mean, it has been a whirlwind, of course. We had thought that we would, you know, do a soft launch in the United States and get people excited about the product, but everyone got so excited that they decided to start just rolling it out. In Amsterdam, it was, you know, obviously a huge success. And I've just returned from Hong Kong, which was, I mean, maybe if you follow me on Facebook or on Instagram, maybe you've seen the pictures, but we had a rotating stage in front of 10,000 people. It was a stadium. I mean, it was literally, you're walking through the halls in the back and there's, you know, Taylor Swift and Jennifer Lopez photos on the walls that performed in this stadium. So it was pretty exciting. It was very overwhelming. It was very warmly received. And so it's exciting. I know that by the end of this year, obviously, we will have launched in a lot more places. August, we're scheduled to do a tour of Australia and through Asia. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I have to ask you, I think, a couple of other important questions, which I want everyone on this call to pick up on is, a lot of people who now get this product are a little bit lost, because what they tend to do, and you might be able to guide us, is they want to take this product and run into a beauty salon without preparation, without knowing what they're talking about. I'd like you, please, if you could share with everybody on this call, which I believe would be very valuable for our teams worldwide. You, as someone who's created this product and understand this industry inside out, what would your tips be for a brand new distributor? And you can say no if you wish. That's why I'm leading you up to it. Is how would you get them? Or if I came to you, I'm brand new, I've never been in the beauty industry, I don't know much about it, I have no hair, and I like your product, I love it, I'm so excited about what you've got, and suddenly I said, wow, I can run into every shop with this. What tips would you give me, or what guidance would you give me that would help me to possibly approach those people? Or is there an alternative into going into your normal friend circle? What would you suggest?
Well, that's an excellent question, because, you know, I think so often we're demonstrating on how to use it on myself versus how to show it to someone. And so, you know, I have had a lot of experience with this. And what I like to do is, first of all, you know, when you open up the door, it's a door opener, right? So you offer to show it on their hand, on the back of their hand, or on the inside of the arm, because people tend to be willing to offer their hand. Obviously, in a handshake, it's a sort of a non-committal way to get them to see it on their own skin. That's the most important thing, because showing the product equals selling it every time. So if you have the product and you say, I have something I just want to share with you, it's an aero brush. It's like the airbrush application, but it's so easy and fast to use. And show it on your own inside of your arm. This is a great place to mist the skin, because it's a big open area and you will see a dramatic difference from here to here. So, you know, shake the can, mist your skin, press it with the puff and show them. And then say, would you be open to letting me spray it on your cheeks? A lot of times women already have their mascara and their eye makeup done. So to remove all of that and to go through the big process is generally not something that you want to do, because it just takes too much time. If you can just get them to see it on their cheeks. So what I will do is I will take a tissue, a white piece of Kleenex tissue, lay it over their shoulder. One of the questions that people often ask is, how do I not get it in my hair? How do I not get it on my clothing? When you put the tissue on your shoulder, you will be able to demonstrate to them that there's no fallout. Where you spray it is where it goes. So this is my primer. I just want you to see this. is about the size of a golf ball or an apricot. The spray pattern is very narrow. You see how it just goes right in between. There's not a big billowing cloud. A lot of times I think when you see it on video, you see this sort of dissipation of the water that's evaporating. And so people think, oh, it's going to go all over the place. That's not the case. It goes right where you spray it. So when you mist your skin or mist this cheek, just like this, you're going to get a beautiful, flawless airbrush application. Then just take your clean makeup sponge or your puff, press it in, and hand them the mirror. Let them see the difference on their cheek, because if they've seen it on your arm, they're going to want to see it on their own skin. The before and after of seeing one side to the other is so demonstratable, because even if someone has perfect skin, like flawless, you know, tight, no creases, no lines, no age spots, no marks, no acne scars, even if they have perfect skin, they're going to see a difference. And it's just that one quick, how fast was that? 2 seconds. That's all it took. So if I can have this on my face every day, get the long-term benefit of the APT 200 and the vitamins and botanicals, that every time they spray their face, it's first time fresh, because the can is sealed. Nothing can get in there, so there's no contamination. We don't think of this as a makeup product. This is a line extension to the Luminesse. It is a bridge between your skincare into cosmetics, but it's really just about making your skin look beautiful instantly.
We're getting so excited we've lost you. Hi. Okay, we got a slight technical hitch, ladies and gentlemen. We seem to have lost Yolanda. I believe we've lost her. Ah, there she is. There she is. There she is. Sorry, I think what happened was everyone got so excited. There was a surge of energy, and you got blown off stage. So I think there are a couple of things, if we can just pick you up on your train of thought, which is excellent. I'm sure all my speakers won't mind holding a little bit in pattern while we're waiting for Yolanda to talk. Long-term benefit, which I love. First time fresh. Fantastic thing to remember. Hey guys, first time fresh. I love what it says. It's a line extension to Luminesse, really connecting our Luminesse range going into the makeup, but really this is something that's good for your skin, and it's going to benefit your skin on a long-term basis. I think that's absolutely key to what we're talking about. Yolanda, just to bring you back a little bit if I can, the sort of thing I'm trying to get across to people is, in my opinion, I don't think that someone who just gets these delivered to their door should run off and talk to their store or the nearest hairdresser straight away without some kind of preparation. Would you agree with that?
Well, I will say that the very first time that I saw the product myself, I had a bathroom full of women that wanted to see it on their skin. My mom, my best friend, my daughter, you know, so you have the excitement that you want to share it. You may have only one shade, and that shade does not match everyone, but everyone gets excited about it and wants to see it. So, you know, I would play with it, practice on your own skin. Obviously, you want to have a confidence in knowing what you're saying and knowing what you're talking about. Dr. Newman and I just did a demo on his Facebook Live page. I think it was the day before yesterday, which was, so the more you see it, the more you play with it, the more comfortable you're going to be. Always practice with your primer first, because your primer's clear. You can't make a mistake with it. You know, if you spray too much or spray for too long, that's okay, because you can just pick up the excess with your puff. You know, a lot of times if I have someone take a can and spray it on themselves and they do make a mistake, I actually go with it. I say, okay, here, look in the mirror. This is what you did, and this is why it looks the way that it looks. If you open your eyes and your face is wet, you either had the can too close to your face, just like if you were spraying your face with water, you would get wet, or you sprayed for too long. You really don't need that much. I just go with it, you know, and because it's a learning experience, every time you spray, you're going to learn something new. And, you know, a lot of women start wearing cosmetics early on. The first time I applied mascara, I did not do it correctly. You got it all over the place. So, you know, I do think, you know, the more you play with it, the more you show it, the more excited you're going to get. So,
so what I'm trying to say, though, is would you agree that what we need to make sure is that this is just a perspective, is that everyone's going to rush out, but what you've said makes a lot more sense. And I just want you to confirm it. I think everyone should do what they want to do. I'm just feeling that someone with your experience, and I've been working in this kind of industry a long time as well, I think we should practice with purpose to our friends, relatives, and neighbors, getting used to it, getting confidence with the product. In my opinion, and I'd like you to tell me if I'm wrong, it's from the people that they know who are close to them, who's a hairdresser or a beautician, we're going to open the door. And once you've opened a couple of those doors, then you can use those as a testimonial and really point out, you know, what the products before you go charging into a hairdresser's. I mean, how do you feel about that?
Absolutely. You know, you're going to get it in and open up your box, and you're going to put it on yourself first. Yeah. I never would put anything on someone else's skin that I haven't had on my own skin first, because you want to know how it feels. You want to have your own testimonials of how it has, you know, changed the way you think about doing your makeup. And then obviously seeing it on other people's skin, getting their stories. Everyone has a story. Everyone does. Everyone has something on their body that they want to cover and they want to look more perfect. It doesn't matter if it's freckles or if it's sunspots or if it is a scar or rosacea or a spider vein. Everyone has a story. So the more stories that you can tell and share experiences, the better.
As we start winding up, because I would like, first of all, on a live call with a lot of people want to watch this, because we sort of lost communication here. I'm going to have to get my phone number or your phone number again. I would really like to, first of all, thank you. I'm going to ask you a couple more questions for coming on impromptu like this, which I think is fantastic. And it shows your commitment to helping us in the field. You know, we're meager distributors, but I know that you have a lot of time that you devote to helping anybody who asks for your help. And I'm very grateful for you being on this call. And also, I just want to invite you, if I can, on a training call, which is going to go into a lot more detail. And we have a very large following, and I can assure you by the time we get this out, we'll have thousands and thousands of people that will watch this through the social media. We'd like to invite you at your leisure, whenever it's going to suit you. I'll talk to you beforehand. I'd like to really put together a really good training call, which will be 2 snippets. One is going to be the application of the product, et cetera, et cetera. And the second is going to be a Q&A with people that come on asking all sorts of questions, where your experience of being the creator of this product is really going to help out. I'm going to give you a couple more moments if you want to just wind up with some information that you can share with our wonderful teams all over the world watching us. What would you say right now, as now we got the eve of the product going out? Any tips, any advice, or any thoughts that you've got for the fantastic team of distributors waiting to get their hands on your product, Yolanda Halston?
Well, you know, I think that a lot of people, when it comes to their products, their moisturizer and their skincare, their foundation and their mascara, people are loyal to those products. You know, it doesn't, you could open up any woman's cosmetic bag and see 5 different brands of lipsticks, you know, multiple brands of eyeshadows and color. But when it comes to your foundation, people are loyal. And once you get it on their skin, they will never go back to the way they did it before. But showing it equals selling it. That's honestly, once you see it on your own skin and you've worn it all day and you get home at the end of the day and it's time to wash your face, you really don't want to wash it off, because it really does look so natural and so beautiful. So, you know, try it, use it on your own skin, get your testimonials from yourself and from your friends and family. And once you get someone to get it on their skin, they will be loyal to the product and loyal to you for life.
Yolanda, I'd like to thank you very much. I missed you in Amsterdam because, like, you know, I had to get past bodyguards and all sorts and VIPs, and, you know, they saw me and they didn't let me into the tent and that kind of stuff. But I really I owe you a box of Belgian chocolate, which I absolutely intend to make sure that you get. And again, I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining us on this fantastic call today and sharing with us some of this information. I'd like to invite you again. I'm going to catch up with you later on today to bring you onto a call, which I feel that I'd like to be the host if I can with you, where we can really go into a little bit more detail. I'll gather lots of questions from around the world. I'd like you all, ladies and gentlemen, to say a big, big thank you to Yolanda Halston, who has come on this call to help us and share with us some great information. Love you very much, and thank you for helping us today. I'll go on to my next guest. Thank you, Yolanda, calling you from California.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Okay. Actually, we're going to change the format of the call a little bit because of the wonderful guest that we've just had who's joined us. We're going to bring on someone who's going to carry on that thread.